and let us all do we can to build a better future.
All right, we got to talk about the aftermath and fallout of RFK Jr. being on Jimmy Dore's show, where Jimmy Dore proposed to the idea that Max Blumenthal and RFK Jr. can have a debate. Now, it's quite clear that that's not the case that's going to happen. I can make a strong argument that RFK Jr. is pulling off a Professor Hotez move, which is not good, in my opinion. So let's talk about context, and let's actually bring it up for all of you to check out. Because again, I would expect more from RFK Jr. after how the media has been censoring him. But this is a tweet from Max Blumenthal. This came out yesterday, August 3rd, a day after RFK Jr. agreed to Jimmy Dore's proposal to publicly discuss his pledge of unconditional support for Israel with me. His communications director was dialing me up to offer a series of unbelievable excuses for why this would not happen, to which, again, RFK Jr. staff blocked Israel-Palestine dialogue with the Gray Zone editor-in-chief after the candidate agreed. Kenny's not debating. Max Blumenthal said RFK June 24 Communications Director Stephen Spear. He's not going to debate anyone. He's running for president. Well, geez. Well, there will be no debates. So let's talk about this. Is an article from the Gray Zone. I'm going to click, copy, and paste it so all of you people can have it here in the live stream chat as well. I would say that since there will be no Democratic primary debates, because there won't be, again, look, we've all said this. We've all said this. There will not be a Democratic primary debate. Everyone needs to realize this. From Marianne Williamson supporters, RFK Jr. supporters, I mean, the DNC is going to be rigging the primary. The game is rigged. I understand if you want to. I'll give you a pass if you want to support them. Still fine. Document everything, but the Democratic primary is rigged. The scales are against you. RFK Jr. staff blocked Israel-Palestine dialogue after Canada agreed. So, one day after Democratic presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. agreed to comedian podcaster Jimmy Dore, Chicago's very own, proposal that he engage with the Gray Zone's editor-in-chief, Max Blumenthal, in a public dialogue on Israel-Palestine, Kennedy's campaign nixed the discussion. During an August 1st phone call with Gray Zone correspondent Liam Grosgrove, RFK Jr. campaign's communications director Stephanie Spear declared, Kennedy's not debating Max Blumenthal. He's not going to debate anyone. He's running for president. You're not hearing me, she emphasized. We're not going to do it, okay? Okay. Hours after her call with Cosgrove, Spear contacted Blumenthal directly to explain that Kennedy would not agree to any public discussion with the Gray Zone editor until the spring of 2024, once the first 5 primaries are over. Well, a lot can happen between now and the spring of 2024. She offers Blumenthal an off-the-record phone conversation with the candidate as an apparent consolation. Though Blumenthal never insisted on a formal debate, but rather a live interview, such as the ones Kennedy has granted popular media figures like Dore, Glenn Greenwald, Breonna Joy Gray. Spear repeatedly stated that the candidate would not debate anyone except the president of the United States until the first 5 presidential primaries are over. So, look, a conversation, an interview. Like, look, we've reached out to RFK Jr. to be on our show. I think we're on a list. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe not. We'll see. I don't know. We live in a crazy world. But continuing on, we're hitting different demographics, and we're also hitting on different issues, Spear emphasized. So it's really a strategy thing, and we want to debate President Biden. Guys, it's not going to happen. He's a Democratic candidate. That's what we're waiting for. This June, however, Kennedy enthusiastically accepted podcaster Joe Rogan's offer to participate in a live debate with Peter Hotez. We all remember Hotez, the pediatrician and one of the country's most voracious boosters of the pandemic restrictions and vaccine mandates. Rogan pledged to donate $100,000 to a charity of Hotez's choice if the doctor entered the octagon. Hotez, who provoked Rogan's challenge by accusing him and RFK Jr. of, again, misinformation. Gotta be careful, YouTube. Invited widespread mockery and scorn when he refused to debate. But now RFK Jr. is refusing to engage on an issue that he recently placed at the heart of his campaign, which has shocked many supporters who believed he offered an alternative to the pro-war bipartisan consensus, his unconditional support for the state of Israel, its military conduct on the occupied Palestinian territories. During his conversation with Kennedy Communications Director Cosgrove, challenged Spear on the candidate's sudden timidity. RFK Jr. goes on all these interviews and says he wants to debate people, he stated. So I'm a bit confused about why he says that, and you guys don't want to debate. It is your decision, or is it him? Is it your decision or him saying that? It's a campaign's decision, Liam Spear stated. So in other words, his campaign is making that decision for him. It's disappointing, and it shouldn't be the case, but here we are. And obviously, I don't know if we'll ever get him on the show, because it would be wrong of me not to bring this up. Because if I had it's probably going to ruin it anyways. But hey, look, if I'm going to have RFK Jr. on the show, look, what happened between you and Peter Hotez was wrong. But how come when Jimmy Dore offered to you to have a conversation with Max Blumenthal, your campaign just put the brakes to it? I mean, I'd have to ask that question, which is probably why he won't be on the show. So we'll see. He did not ask for a debate with Max, she continued in an annoyed tone. So maybe re-listen. Maybe re-listen to that. We're not going to debate. I don't know how many times I have to tell you that. Well, gee, this is where Dirtbag Leftist comes in, and I want to share this video. I played it before on the show. Let's play it for all you lovely people. Let's play it.
I love Max Blumenthal, but I do not think he's objective on Israel. I think his reporting on Israel is not it needs to be questioned.
Okay, well, here's what I would ask. Just like, Peter Hotez ducked you and Joe Rogan, I would love, because Max is the guy to talk to about this, not me. So would you do an interview with Max, because he would be able to talk to you about this way better than I can. I'm really not good at this.
Yeah, I would love to talk to Max.
Said I would love to talk to Max. Okay. Sounds reasonable to me. RFK Jr. is sought to define himself as the strongest peace and freedom candidate in 2 decades while denouncing neocons and warmongers. At the same time, he has zealously defended the conduct of Israel's military and justified the country's decade-long occupation of Palestinians, even denying that any military occupation exists. Look, we've all seen the posts on social media. Come on. Kenny places I said that wrong, views on the Israeli-Palestine at the forefront of his campaign message after being bombarded with accusations of anti-Semitism stemming from comments he made at a private July 14th event in New York City. Over dinner, he responded to a question about the origins of the pandemic by opining that there is an argument that the virus did not affect Ashkenazi Jews and people of Chinese descent as strongly as Caucasians and Black people. Again, he's going on saying, we don't know whether it was deliberately targeted or not, but there are papers out there that show the racial or ethnic differential and impact. When the New York Post reporter who had been present at the dinner published the candidate's comments, a maelstrom of manufactured outrage burst forth from Kennedy's opponents within the Democratic establishment, while the Biden White House and a host of Jewish pressure groups condemned Kennedy as anti-Semitic. And a letter signed by 100 Democratic members of Congress likened him to, surprise, surprise, everybody I don't like is first name Adolf, last name Hitler. God, they always go to you. Everyone says, oh, he's just like Hitler. He's Hitler. He's worse than Hitler. Everyone I don't like is Hitler. Jesus Christ. Why? Members of Congress. There's a whole other treasure trove of dictators and tyrants, but we all go to Hitler. I don't like this person, so they're like Hitler. Come on, get out of here with that. But I do find it, again, hilarious in a way, because, again, when Roger Waters was wrongly accused of being anti-Semitic, RFK Jr. stood in solidarity, and then, he deleted the tweet. What? When Kennedy arrived on Capitol Hill for July 20th testimonial before the House Subcommittee on the Weaponization of the Federal Government, Democratic Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz particularly blasted him as a Jew hater. He attempted to push back by deploying ultra-Zionist talking points. I'm the only person that has publicly objected to the $2 billion payout that the Biden administration is now making to Iran, which is a genocidal program. I fought more fiercely for Israel than anybody. He was apparently referring to the $2.7 billion Iran received in gas and electric payments from Iraq, not the U.S., after the Biden administration granted the latter country's request for a sanctions waiver. In other words, Kenny was framing cross-border trade agreement between two regional sovereign neighbors as genocidal. Now, last I checked, Iran and Iraq share a border. The U.S. does not share a border with Iran or Iraq. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm not too good on geography. I'll let you decide. Kenny escalated his warlike rhetoric during a July 23rd New York City hosted by Rabbi Shmuley, a former reality show rabbi recruited by the late Likud oligarch Sheldon Anderson to advance the cause of Greater Israel within the United States. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Adelson was a top funder of Donald Trump's 2016 and 2020 campaigns. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? During a 20-minute long diatribe laden with anti-Palestinian venom and ultra-Zionist propaganda, Kenny referred to hijabs as Habibs and pronounced Chechnya, though he had not heard of the place until moments before the event, while pledging to prevent any country in the Middle East from obtaining nuclear weapons. As president, the Khan seemed unaware that Israel possessed a secret nuclear arsenal. That's the thing. And of course, INN did a fantastic job covering this event. And I just have to say, again, you were invited by the Jimmy Dore show, or not invited. Jimmy Dore did suggest that you talk to Max Blumenthal. So I want to play this video again one more time.
I love Max Blumenthal, but I do not think he's objective on Israel. I think his reporting on Israel is not it needs to be questioned.
Okay, well, here's what I would ask. Just like Peter Hotez ducked you and Joe Rogan, I would love, because Max is the guy to talk to about this, not me. So would you do an interview with Max, because he would be able to talk to you about this way better than I can. I'm really not good at this.
Yeah, I would love to talk to Max.
So yes, he would like to talk to Max. Now, I want to pull up another video here because, again, this is from Brianna Joy Gray. I do find it interesting that, again, so many people, especially who think that there's going to be a debate, there won't be a debate. But this is a conversation that should take place between Max Blumenthal and RFK Jr. And it doesn't have to be a debate. It could be an interview. I mean, he was already on Joe Rogan's show. He was on Russell Brand's show. He was on the Jimmy Dore show. He was on Glenn Greenwald's show. He needs to do this. So let's pull this up here. This is from Brianna Joy Gray.
The truth of the matter is, RFK Jr. is not equipped to talk about this issue at all either. He's incredibly uninformed on the topic.
Israel, on the other hand, only deliberately attacks military targets.
That is belied by the fact that every major human rights organization once again documents the fact that Israel engages in, quote, reckless and deliberate killings and indiscriminate bombings of civilian areas.
If you're making a special category to criticize Israel.
Frankly, Israel should be singled out because, as I mentioned, the longest military occupation in modern history.
There's 1.9 million Palestinians in Israel who vote. They elect legislatures.
The idea that Israel is a democracy in the first place, let alone the only democracy, is a sham.
If you kill a Jew anywhere in the world and you're a Palestinian, the Palestinian Authority will pay you money for that.
I mean, it does not even pass the smell test. You just hear that and you don't know whether it's a laugh or cry that somebody can make that claim in seriousness. It is completely baseless. It has no relationship to reality whatsoever.
So it's disappointing to see RFK Jr. pull off a Hotez. It truly is. It really is. But I would like to state that you did make that comment, and I would suggest, RFK Jr., that maybe you sit down and talk to your campaign and have that conversation. But alas, I don't think there's a debate that's going to take place. And I've made it very clear how I feel about the Democratic primary. It's rigged from the start, and if it's not going to be Biden, it's going to be some establishment pick. Already, the Democratic Party has made it clear that they want to dictate who will be their nominee, be it Biden or, if not, somebody of their choosing. It won't be Marianne Williamson, and it won't be RFK Jr. But if you really want to make an impact, set a standard. Don't pull a Hotez. Talk to Max Blumenthal.